Hello everybody, this is AJ. I'm testing out the sound real quick, so give me a second. I hope y'all are all doing well. Just need to hear my audio. Come on now. Hello. All right, sound is good. Hey folks, how are you doing? JHB, hello. M&S Mobile Notary, hello. DJ Aim, Billy Perkins, hello. D1E Ruby, hello. What's going on, folks? And let me turn off this automatic messages here. I hope y'all are doing well. I decided to do a Monday just because. I'm actually working, I'm using this as kind of like a fitness type of thing to get into the swing of things. What I want to do is get to, I don't know when I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do a 24-hour Q&A session, and I want this to be kind of like a fundraiser to help a local ministry or something like that, or just a ministry in general. That's what I'm planning, so I don't have any dates for that. Honestly, I need to get to the point where I can actually do a donate fundraiser or something like that on YouTube. I don't know what number you have to be at to do that, but that's what we're working towards. And we don't have that many people on here, so hey, you may be able to get your questions in and all that other fun stuff. So again, hello everybody, and just so y'all know, if you have any questions outside of this session, you can always hit me up at questions@ajhomes.com, and you can send a question there. But please know it takes 48 hours, and I honestly might need to bump this up to 72, just how many messages that we're getting. If you are not at all in the Facebook group, I highly recommend that you join the Facebook group like here, and you know, stuff like that. That'll be really cool. So it's almost stuff like this 24/7. And if you don't know, this is AJ, the CEO. If you haven't, make sure you click that subscribe button. It really helps out a lot. And let's get all the formalities out of the way. Our giveaways are going to be in the chat. Encouraging Word says that they know my intro music by heart. I'll be honest with you, sometimes I play the long version of that in my car. And sometimes I guess my thought is I'm gonna be driving down the street and somebody's gonna be like, hey, wait a minute, that's AJ the CEO, something like that. But what else? I have in the comments, just let you know, we are about almost under 1,500 subscribers away from 30,000. So make sure y'all are subscribed to or signed up for the giveaway. We're giving away one of these HD 100As from Ada Imaging, a Stream Deck, and a couple of e-missionary shirts. And fresh off the presses, we actually have some new designs here that that actually are available now. I need to get to the part where I can bring them up, because I literally just finished designing them and placing them up. They're not going to show up on YouTube yet. It takes about 3 to 4 days for them to show up. But here are some new designs that we got up here. So we got our typical e-missionary shirt, but they're long sleeves and hoodies, and we got 2 new ones here. This is one that I've been promising for a long time that I was going to make. One of them here, and why is my click not working? Oh, it's waiting to load. I was like, I should have been patient. So it's saying the front, as usual, e-missionary digitally sharing God's word, and on the back, the message doesn't change, just the method. That's one. And then the other one is probably all the way at the bottom. This is a fan favorite here that I have mine coming into, and it says e-missionary volunteer, a person who voluntarily offers themselves for a service or undertaking. And on the back, the nicer way of saying it, if you don't like how things are being done, volunteer. So hopefully that will spark some interest in some conversations and everything like that. So with that being said, I'm here in the chat, folks. So if you have any questions, this is what this is for, is a Q&A. I decided to do this because it's right after Sunday and you might have some questions or something like that that you want to get to. And, you know, I'm here. And actually, let me do my vlog entry here, which I haven't done. So we are doing a Monday Q&A, and there's a bunch of people here right now. We're live right now, and this is me recording my vlog part for this video. So let me know if y'all have any, let me place the link here for where y'all can get that stuff if you are interested. It is going to be here in the chat, and it's a bunch of other things there. All the proceeds of the merch goes towards funding more and bigger giveaways. So just letting y'all know, every dime that y'all give, whether it be Patreon, whether it be YouTube, or the merch, books, consultations, any of that stuff goes towards helping media ministries all over the world, whether it get equipment, software to test out that y'all have asked, or something like that. So I'm spinning my circles here. No one's asked any questions. I guess I'll keep rambling until then, because I said I was going to do this for about 2 hours, or as long as my battery lasts on my charger on my wireless mic. But one thing, I don't know if y'all were looking at my vlog, I made a big mistake. Sunday, I tried to run vMix and everything, and I didn't put in all the effort that I needed to, what I should have, and some of our stuff didn't come out right. So that was a learning lesson for me. Hold on, let me go here. I got a question here. Encouraging Word Church would like to know, do I design these myself? Yes, I actually do. I haven't really had anything super major yet to where I needed somebody to design stuff, but I do have some designers on standby if need be. This is more of just statements of what eMissionary is and things like that, and beliefs that I feel is the method, the purpose behind why we do what we're doing. But let's go to our first question here. We got Billy would like to know, current equipment, a DSLR to HDMI to OBS. Can we upgrade PTZ to ATEM Mini to OBS along with the UM2 Behringer? Sounds good. I'm not familiar with the UM2. Let me see. But yes, you actually can do all of that. I don't know what type of PTZ that you'll be using. Oh yes, okay, so this is the UM2. Let me turn off these. So I'm gonna assume that you're plugging into this, and then this comes out over USB or something into your computer, then yes, you can. Or you're coming directly into the ATEM Mini. That's what I would do with that. RCA left and right into a stereo going into the ATEM. Yeah, that will work. It all depends on what type of what type of PTZ that you're using, because obviously the ATEM Mini only has HDMI. If you're running a long distance, I would go SDI to convert it from SDI to HDMI with a mini converter from Blackmagic, and then connect that to your ATEM, and you'll be perfectly fine. So yes, that would work. But Bill was also saying we now have excuse me, you now have a capture card. Well, I mean, with the ATEM Mini, you really don't need a capture card, because the ATEM Mini will act as that for you. Maybe I'm missing something. Let me know. DJ AIM wants to know, the sound isolation foam great for a studio? I mean, I'm assuming that you just want to isolate the sound and reflection and everything like that. It can work. I've heard a lot of people just put a whole bunch of heavy carpet or blankets on the floor. I'm in an empty space right now, but I don't think I have that much echo. At least I don't hear it. So for me, I'm fine. I mean, I have a carpet on the floor, but I mean, yes, I think it would. Now, me personally, when I move out of here and move into a house and I have a dedicated studio, yes, I will have carpet on the floor and maybe insulation foam, sound absorption foam on the walls, maybe something like that. But as of right now, I think I'm fine until I know a lot of subscribers and a lot of people in the comments will tell me as much as if my music is too loud, my sound is like this. So when I start hearing about echo, I will start working on that. Lester here, I just started off and I am using a JVC GY HM250U to stream live from the camcorder. I want to add more. What to do? Well, you need to, ow, my nose. I feel like I got a bump or something on my nose or something like that. But anyway, what you need to do with that is you can start with many places with that. I heard that is a very, very nice camera because you can stream from the camera directly. And let me see, does Sweetwater have it? Yes, it does. So if we come over here, this is the camera, very nice. And you can stream directly from this, and it is a 4K camera. What you would want to do is kind of like what we're talking about. You would want to either, instead of stream from the camera directly, you need to capture that and send that feed over to a program like vMix or OBS. That way you can manipulate it as well. Now this will save you because you can send all the audio directly into the camera if you want, and then everything will come over HDMI or whatever output to a capture device, which I'll probably say just get a capture device on your computer if you only have one camera, and then you can do that. Now you could get an A10 Mini because a decent capture card is going to be maybe $95 cheaper than an A10 Mini by itself. But again, it all depends on, do you have the hardware to handle the stream? Now that the camera has it built in, you need something, the hardware, to be able to handle that. Capturing the video, bringing it into a computer to have it be manipulated in OBS or vMix, I think that would be the next thing that you can do and would give you some good results with that. JHB, can you explain the green, square, yellow, red in OBS? I know we strive for constant green, but what is happening when it turns yellow and red and temporary if we have no drop frames? That pretty much means in OBS that its connection is dropping. It's not able to maintain what you're trying to stream at. So if I open up, and let me turn this off here. If I go over here to OBS, and normally you would get something down here. So that green, yellow, and red means that what it needs to maintain in your settings. So if I come here to my output, so I have 4,000 kilobits per second here, and I can't make this any bigger, but this is 4 megabytes going up. That's my upload speed minimum that's needed for this. When you're green, you're able to hit this number, if not higher. About yellow is probably about maybe 60% of this. So you're looking at maybe like 3,500 or maybe right at half. I mean, excuse me, 2,500, something like that. And then red is, you're nowhere close to this. You're like maybe like 500 or lower based off of your current settings. That's what that means. It means your upload speed is not being able to maintain what's going on, especially if you have 0 drop frames. It means your upload speed is tanking. Like I had that message here on my live stream here for a little bit because my upload wasn't maintaining. Like right now, I'm getting a message saying my current stream's bit rate is lower than what's recommended, and I have no idea why that is happening. Because my stream right now is for 3, whatever. I think I'm fine. If y'all aren't complaining about how it is, I think we're good. But yeah, that's mainly what it is. That's what those colors mean. Let's see. Billy is going back, was saying, NDI PTZ or does the A10 Mini for everything? If you're doing the PTZ over NDI, NDI does not work with the A10 Mini. They are, I think Wirecast owns them, so they're competing companies. I don't believe NDI is ever going to work with ATEM, but again, I don't work for either company, so I can't tell you 100% that's true or not. But if you're going the NDI route, you could use vMix by itself or OBS by itself, and you don't need an ATEM at all in any way, shape, or form. You just need to make sure your network can handle the video over your network going to your computer, and the computer can handle the stream as well as all of your NDI sources as well. If you do that, then you should be good. DJ AIM, before I can answer this question, what do you mean for your microphone? Is it going to be a microphone that's on a person, or do you need a microphone for the environment? D1 says, I downloaded the free version of vMix, but I can't get my cameras to show. Do I have to have the paid version for my cameras to show? No, you do not. You do not need that at all. I actually had the trial version on at church. That's what I tried to use this past Sunday. And no, you don't need that. So if I log into my church's stuff over here, and actually, think about it, I just uninstalled vMix because I had so many problems with it on. Excuse me, I didn't have problems with vMix. I didn't set it up appropriately. That's what the issue is. But let's go ahead and get it installed again. I think all my scenes and everything are still on here. Yeah, it's here. So let's go ahead and install that. And I am drinking some mango green tea. Let's see. It's taking a second for this to load up. Hey Josh, what is going on, my man? All right, so we're back here. Let's install this. And I haven't forgot, y'all. I've been meaning to do a vMix video. I don't know. A lot of the videos that I do are based on what y'all are talking about, as well as stuff I need to do as well for my media ministry. So like right now, I am really waiting for our replacement video switcher to be in, and then I got to switch everything over to 1080p 60. All the cameras, I need to get on the ladders and all this other stuff. I only actually need the ladder for one camera. That is if the remote can't change it. Let's see. Hopefully my temporary key will work, and there's no point y'all copying it because it's going to be loaded to my system because I can't stop it from showing. Kellen, while I'm doing this, Kellen wants to know, what is the latency from the HDMI port on the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K? I don't have a way to measure that latency, but all of my videos for the last 4 months have been from the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera, and I haven't noticed anything. I'm not doing any syncing issues with my sound. My sound is going into the ATEM. The camera is completely different. I haven't had any issues. So I would say it's the exact same thing as my other camera right here. My Sony camcorder is what I was originally using everything for. And I need to zoom that in here a little bit. Let's cut back over here. Let's see. So we're going back here to D1. Have this set up. So here, and they got to update again. I'm not going to do that right now. So we're just going to do add, and then we're going to do a new camera. And I don't even know what type of camera you're trying to add, but for me, see, it's picking up our 4K, and it's actually picking up the OBS virtual camera as well too. and there's a train that's going by right now. And see, mine just picks up, so I don't know what that, and I should have hit OK for this. Yeah, so I mean, it just works here for me, so I'm not 100% sure. And for example, I'm gonna load, because it's still saved everything, I'm gonna load up the preset that I actually had from Sunday. Well, actually, you can't find nothing, so oh well. I don't know. It loaded for me. I need some more detail on what type of cameras you're trying to connect to it, because mine showed up fine without any issue. All right, let's see. Billy, apologies, the capture card should have been included in the stuff we're using now. Sorry about that, and thanks for the response. No problem. Brother Art, hello from Phoenix. Occasionally we use Chromecast through projector for pastor messages. Besides the camera showing the screen, can I capture another way to OBS? I mean, you can try to scan converter, but what are you trying to capture again? Sorry if I'm missing this. Occasionally we use a Chromecast through a projector for a pastor's message. Maybe I'm reading into this wrong. Besides the camera showing the screen, can I capture another way to OBS? I might be missing that. Sorry, I might be missing. What are you trying to broadcast? Are you using the projector to do a feed of what OBS is outputting? That's what I'm thinking. Okay. Kellen, SDI or Ethernet HDMI adapters. Originally, I was doing Ethernet to HDMI adapters because of the cost, but now that I've my terminating and making of SDI cable is better, I would go to SDI. That's just me. Actually, let me go back here to encouraging word. I like the sound coming from our soundboard. It's very clear, and not the camera. Okay, well, if you're using that, then yeah, you would just come directly, and I'm sorry, now I lost track of what your original comment was. Let me go back here and let me see. Okay, wasn't that message? Oh, yeah, I'm reading it, so I'm merging a bunch of people's stuff together. And it says, and not the camera. I mean, you can come from the board. I mean, that's perfectly fine. You just need to make sure your system is able to, if you're bringing in video and audio on different channels, make sure that the system is fast enough to be able to handle them too. That's all. Let me switch over to this camera here so I can have more space to see what's going on. The message here. Brian, do you have any experience with Panasonic camcorders? Yes, I do. I am helping a church match cameras to the Marshall PTZ cameras, and their Canon XA15 is way too magenta. Maybe Panasonic is more neutral. In color matching, I think, honestly, I feel the Panasonic is better. I could be wrong. I don't know which PTZ that you're using from Marshall. The Canon XA15 has great picture quality. Yeah, so have you ran the automatic white balance on it on both cameras, and does it still give you that magenta tint compared to each one? Please let me know. Encouraging word church. My OBS is picking up some very light music from somewhere. I noticed it when live streaming to Facebook yesterday. Okay, in OBS, do I have mine still open? In OBS, what you need to do is make sure in your sound settings, in audio, and mine is doing this way, I don't know why. Make sure all of this is, oh, I was recording something the other day. Make sure all of these are disabled. I always do it this way, and then I only bring in audio specifically for whatever source that I want to do. That's one thing you need to check. Now, if you have your soundboard is somewhere completely different and you're feeding that into the system, make sure you're not capturing desktop sound, and then make sure you're not getting type of interference. It's just cables picking up whatever that is that's coming in. That's the only thing I can think of. And actually, I missed your other comment. I turned everything off, mic and computer, but still heard. Not loud, but very low. Is there a particular reason this is happening? Yeah, I'm just thinking interference, to be quite honest. That's what it sounds like. Would like to know, how am I doing my lower thirds during this live video? And I think my computer at church already restarted. Let me do that this way. No, yeah, and it just restarted. So let me show you how I'm doing that. 2. And I gotta wait for this to restart, and I'm gonna log into this again. Shouldn't take that long for it to open up. But I'm using vMix, and it comes with a program called vMix Social. And that's how you're able to connect it to whatever stream that you are using. And my system is still rebooting, so. But while we're doing that, let me jump over to another one of these. Oh, and there it goes. All right, so let's log in. All right, so here's vMix Social. And let me just, I've been meaning to do this as a separate video, and I probably still will do it again, because I don't recall seeing anything like this on the tubes of you. All right, so we got this and we got this. All right, so this program interacts with this, and I'm just going to build this out so you can see how this works. So the first thing is, this is going to pull from an overlay. You have 4 of them, and it overlays stuff over top of each other. So just think of this as your DSK if you're in the ATEM world, or another layer on top of stuff. So what we would do is make first a layer. We would do an add new, and we're going to do a title, and we're going to do a GT title. And I'll actually pick the same one that I'm using. Well, actually, this is the one I used Sunday. So we'll pick this. So this is now an input. You can actually type in this if you wanted to, but I'm not going to use it. Now, as you see, this now changed to the titles that are currently available in vMix. So what it's going to do, if I go back in here and change this, you can see that each title has, I mean, it's kind of small, but it has username, picture location, and a message of what people are saying on here. And you can change that to do this and that and all this other stuff, change the placement, change the font size, all this other stuff. So now what we would do is come here and we'll click on YouTube. First I got to log into it. And then, and of course it's asking for 2-step authentication. Yes, that was me. All right. And we pick our channel here, give it permissions. And now what this is going to do is pull from your live stream. So this is the most recent one. So I'm gonna pull from this. If like this is what I'm doing right now, it would actually pull from this one right now. We hit OK, and boom. Now what we want to do is say we want to trigger engage this title anytime a new message comes up. So we're using this. If I hit view, and this is what I'm looking at off screen right now, this will show an entire queue of everybody who's chatting. Actually, I should have picked a different one, because that's what I was saying. My live stream didn't work last Sunday, and that's why it didn't work. Actually, I should have did Facebook. Let me do Facebook. That will work differently. All right, so I know I have things on here. All right, so I'm gonna point to my church's page, and then I need to find posts. So I'm gonna look at last Sunday's live stream, and okay. All right, so what we would do is turn this on, and as you see, we have 87 comments. So if I go back to that page to view all of the comments, see, these are all the comments from that happened during our live stream. All right, so now if I can, like what I'm doing right now is I select somebody and then I say send. And what that does is it kicks off this title and puts all the information in here. That's how this is done live. I could do that or hit overlay, which I didn't do. I should have did it as an overlay. And then do it automatically. And then what will happen, let me do this to 3 seconds. Refresh. So it's going to go through that, and it's just going to cycle through everybody who had left a comment in this hold on the stream. It should have cycled through. I don't know why it's not doing it. Most recent entries. Oh, queued entries only. That's why. I have to check this off. Now it should cycle through everybody. See, now it's changing every 3 seconds to whoever's is commenting on the live stream. So you can have it go automatically, or like what I'm doing for this stream is I'm intentionally selecting who I want to show. So, and hold on 1 second, I'm getting ready to sneeze. All right, so that's it. Hopefully that answers y'all's question. KR, I really can't address that because I really don't use audio filters on my stream. And Damien, amazed how fast I logged in. Yeah, these are all the systems at my church I've built, and they're super, super fast. They're all 3 of them are at least a Ryzen 5 1600 and higher with 16 gigs of memory, NVIDIA graphics cards. I've moved them up pretty fast, but thank you. And Lester would like to know, do you have a site where I can buy a computer from you to do live streaming for my church? I do, but it's kind of offline because it's kind of hard to guarantee that I can just order computers off the cuff. Like, I don't know if you can see it. Here's a couple of them behind me that I'm getting ready to ship out in my fancy Lowe's box. Honestly, the easiest way, if you want me to do a system for you, is to email me. You can do it at questions, just list it there. And what I'll do is contacting you. I'll walk through all the parts available and then customize the system exactly for what you want, and then you can move forward with that. And that's what all of these folks behind here have done. Back to DJ AIM, wanted to know the mic they were asking about is for a person. Depending on your budget, I personally like the Rode Wireless Go. That is what I am using right now. I forgot I'm looking at this camera. That's what I'm using for this. And it works very, very, very well. Granted, it's $200, but it is a very worthwhile investment at that price. Because at this point, you need really good mics. Billy wants to know, mango green, that's new to me. I need to check that out. It's I live in Jamaica. Actually, this is Crystal Light, so that's the flavor that came with it. So back to Kellen, would you say the HDMI is around the same as HDMI SDI on the Pocket 4K? Well, my Pocket 4K does not have SDI out, and I mean, I think it is. I mean, again, I'm not an aficionado like that, but I'm happy with what I'm seeing for live stream. Honestly, recording is always going to be better, And then I can't remember the spec of the HDMI. I don't know if it pushes out. I think it does push out at 4K. I'm not 100% sure. I think it might be stuck at 1080p. I'm not 100% sure. I have to get back to you on that one. Bible Way Temple Ministries. Good day, AJ. I have been trying to process through OBS using Restream. I have audio, but the video is a still picture. That makes me think, what type of system are you using with it? That's a lot of the questions I get, unfortunately, is because really don't have the system that really needs to be in place. I don't know if that's the case, but that's the first thing I'm thinking. Please let me know what your system is that you're using. Kellen was saying, it sounds like my audio is clipping a little bit. It could be because everybody named Mama right now is on I'm using cable internet, which I do not like. I got to get out of here so I can go back to fiber, but my connection is dropping because it's my upload speed. Right now it's saying it's excellent, so it's most likely my upload that's causing the clipping. Or I thought I had everything muted. You might have been catching an echo, so sorry about that. My computer was not muted, so you might have been picking up sound here. Deanna was saying, thank you so much for doing this. Do we have another way to contact you for Q&A? Yes, you do. You can send me an email at questions@ajhomes.com. That's how you can get in touch with me if you have any questions. And like I said, it says 48 hours. I'm working on that. But thankfully, because things have been going so great here on YouTube, it's getting a little bit difficult to respond to everybody's questions in 48 hours. So I might be bumping this up to 72 pretty soon. I am looking at bringing on some virtual assistants to help out with this. And on a side note, should I do it? Do y'all want to know some of the back end to YouTube and all this other stuff? I just want to know, because I'm hemming and hawing about showing the Christian-based YouTube, full-time YouTuber, how does that work and all this other stuff like that. I know a lot of people have an issue with monetary stuff and all this stuff, so I don't want to get into all of that unless y'all really want to. I'm trying to see something I can show y'all. For those people who are like on YouTube and you haven't really done anything, let me show y'all this one thing real quick. This is, whether you're a YouTuber or if you're a church, this is not a race, it's a marathon. Excuse me, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Let me show you this. This is my YouTube. I got started posting my first video in YouTube September 28th, 2009. And as you can see, for years, 0, until I started getting serious on around January of 2019. So I got a subscriber here, there. It went backwards on a couple of days, and then that was for a whole year. A whole year. The most I ever got was maybe 11 people. Well, actually 14 people. And then all of a sudden that next year it went to 8, 20, and then it took off. And then on average we get around maybe around 100 people a day subscribing now, which I'm more than thankful about. So another train has gone by. Hold on one second. So, patience, folks. Whether you want to be a YouTuber or if you're wondering how come your church is not growing, patience. You just have to keep doing it. I was doing this for a year and a half, actually a year straight before I actually started seeing anything. So you just got to keep at it. Josh, when I use OBS scenes with grid switcher, when I move it around, it randomly goes out of formation. Is this a new feature or is my computer glitching? No, I believe that grid switcher has always been there. It all depends on the specs of your system or what you're running, Josh. You just need to know that. And I'll try that one day and see how that goes. Encouraging word. I use a Razer gaming card to pull audio from the camera to PC to OBS. Okay, cool. Michael Fair. Is there a good way to capture PowerPoint without needing another monitor for your display capture? We are running out of space to add another monitor. Honestly, Mike, it depends. Now, if you want to capture it, this is where I highly recommend the headless HDMI. This will trick your computer into thinking you have another monitor, but you could still capture that and send it to another computer if you need to. So that is something like this, and I mean they're very cheap, like $7, $8. You can get a pack of 3 for $10, and your computer will make it seem like you actually have another monitor, but you physically don't, and that could work for you. Brother Art, Streets of Destiny, says his pastor uses Google Slides for his presentation from his computer to project. That has Chromecast dongle and Wi-Fi. Okay, now I'm getting what you're saying. And then it says, I could set one camera on pastor and the second camera to see projection screen. I could try an HDMI from projector to sound booth and connect to OBS. Any suggestions? Honestly, if he's using Google Slides, I would just, because Worship Extreme actually can be integrated to use Google Slides. I would use it that way. And then have OBS do everything and then send the OBS output to your projector. That would probably work for you. And then that way he doesn't have to do the slides. You can change that. Gus. This is, let me give a big shout out to Augustin. This guy's awesome. He has, he's a contractor with me, and he does video editing for me with some other churches that we work at, that when my hands are full, thankfully have been able to hand some stuff off to him. So I just want to give him a big public thank you. I wouldn't be able to do the stuff that I was doing if he hadn't helped. So I appreciate it. So again, I didn't even notice his comment, but thank you. I appreciate it, Gus. Let me see. D, what's going on, D? You said, yes, I'm tired of fighting YouTube. Did I miss something? I must have missed a comment here. Oh. I'm sorry, that was all to y'all's comments asking about the back end. I'm sorry. Let me do this. So I think I'm gonna formally do this video. So I'm gonna y'all, I hope y'all would know enough about me that I'm not a bragger. I want to share and help as much as I possibly can. So let me know. Would y'all like to see, this is at the end of this month will mark where I have been monetized on YouTube for 1 entire year. So let me know, would y'all be interested in knowing what the finances look like if you decide to get serious in YouTube, what they could possibly look like? Let me know, and I will look for the comments for that. Anthony, nah man, you are good. You are good. One of our YouTube members, I appreciate that. Billy also would like to know, how about the NewTek PTZ? Can we go SDI to ATEM Mini? No, you can go SDI to HDMI converter, then to ATEM Mini. I'm not too versed with PoE, if that's another. No, PoE is just power over Ethernet. That means that you have one Ethernet cable and it sends power. So for example, make sure I don't drop this. So like right now, I have a voice over IP phone right here, and I'm trying to get it in camera. And the only thing that's plugged into it is an Ethernet cable. So it gets power and it gets data over that cable. So it makes it really easy if you get cameras to where you only got to send one cable to it, and it sends data, it sends video, it sends control, and it sends power over one cable. That's PoE. Back to Josh. Josh, go ahead and send me a message, man, of the specs on your system, so I can figure that out a little bit later. You said the email that you sent wasn't good. Hold on. Let me make sure. Did I type this right? Yeah, questions@ajhomes.com. Yeah, that's it. I get tons of emails from that. And I have the email open right now, and I haven't, actually, no, I don't have it. I have it on my phone right in front of me. But that should work. Obviously, it's cut down because there wasn't enough space to put it in there. But yeah, that email does work. Let's see. Diana. Awesome. Thank you so much. We're moving from Wirecast 431 and ATEM software to OBS, probably ATEM Mini Pro. Cool, cool. I'm glad to be helped. Back to Billy. Does it sound as if that's a stable and reliable option? By the way, I'm listening on iPhone via headphones. Your audio sounds great for me, even train. Thank you, thank you. Let's see. Back to Kellen. Our projector is getting old. It needs a new bulb. We are considering replacing it entirely because of the age. Do you recommend two 70-inch TVs at front of house and one back of house, or one projector at front of house? It all depends. Me personally, I'm liking laser projectors because they last up to 20,000 hours. There's no bulb to be replaced. That's what I'm trying to convince my church to do because of the layout. By the time you look for big TVs in our sanctuary, it would be more costly than a laser projector. It all depends. We just did two 75 inches in Mount Tabor, United Methodist, and that works great for them, but that was based on their size of the sanctuary. That's what would determine that. And Augustine, you are welcome. All right, so I'm seeing the answers now. So let's cut over here, and I'm gonna do lifetime first. So again, this is because y'all have asked. In YouTube, in my entire almost year, I have earned $12,720.76. That is honestly significantly more than some people. And how the revenue works is your click rate. So let me look at this month. So this is how much is total based off of every 1,000 people watch videos. This is what comes in. And then this is how much I actually make from that monthly. Per video. So if I look at my history here, in October of, actually it's November of last year, I made $100.96. Then the next month I made $140. Next month after that was $196. February it went down $178, and then March, that's when COVID hit. It jumped to $770.84. Then the next month it went to $1,982.73. Next month $1,897. Then it dropped down to 1,376 and went back up, 1,457, then 1,758, then September 1,713. Last month was 1,147. So that is how that breaks down, and that's just the money. But again, there's a lot of stuff that goes to that. So as you can see, this is just this past month. This shows every time a video has been posted. And as you can see, that's one video at a time. And then I started doubling these up. And that's what I actually did when things started, when I really wanted to be serious about what was going on. I started posting more and more videos. So if I go here to my reach, this shows how YouTube is actually helping you broadcast your stuff. So on average, my channel gets 28.4 million YouTube recommendations. That's how many times YouTube recommends my content to them. But out of that, 4.5% of that 28.4 million actually click to my videos, and then that translates to, on average, the average person watches 4 minutes and 18 seconds of my video. So my watch time is around like 91,000 hours a day. That's how much I earn in watch time on YouTube. And this is where those numbers that we talk about before are so important. Let me go to audience here. These green bars, purple, man, my color is off. My purple bars shows where most people watch my videos. So this is why I do a lot of my videos around 9 o'clock. I could probably push it to 10, but most people watch my stuff between 10 and around 5. So that's why I try and post this stuff around that time. And of the lifetime of my channel, of everybody who watches, 78.6% of the people who watch my channel are not subscribed. Only 21.4% of the people who watch my videos are subscribed. That's the reason why I always say it. And because some people, believe it or not, don't know to subscribe unless you actually say it. If you're into YouTube, this actually would give you a lot of information. This is showing you the videos that most of the people who are watching your stuff in the last 7 days, what videos they are mainly watching. So we had this one from Ballast Media, where they're talking about the same video that we're talking about, how to go to Facebook and YouTube at the same time, OBS version 26 tips, best strategies and mistakes to avoid in reviewing your live stream, how to play videos on the ATEM Mini. I was actually going to do this video before I saw this. I might still do it. And then the big one that's been going around is DSLR video shooter, how he used a Pelican case to make a portable version of the ATEM Mini. I'm actually working on doing that. One of my older videos, I had the big ATEM television studio in a portable case, and now I think it's time to shrink it down, and I'm gonna honestly probably not reinvent the wheel. I'm probably gonna use his and just do a little spin on it for me. And this helps you, give you ideas on what you can do for videos to help. So a lot of these are multi-camera, how to do meetings, how to do live streams, all this other stuff like that, of what people are watching. And a lot of this is kind of tied to what I'm already doing. So that's gives you tips. Also, you might want to look on this for your channel as well too. It shows that 88% of the people who watch are guys, 11% are women. These are the age ranges of the people who watch my stuff and the countries. So that's it so far. I've been meaning to do some more detail about that, but let me know. Let's see. Let me see where we at. Gus wants to know, how do you feel about church apps? If they are built from the ground up for your church, I think they're good. If they are just these canned ones that is like generic to every church, I know Apple, and it was on Brady Shear was talking about this as well, that Apple and I think Google were shutting a lot of those down because they needed to be, they were just like a hub that was like generic to everybody, so it really wasn't an app. That was a while ago. I don't know if they're still doing that. Left Z, hello. Hello, I am doing great. D1, back to vMix issues. This is the message I get when I try to add an input. The selected resolution is not supported on this edition. Purchase. Oh, okay. Yeah, that doesn't sound like that's a trial. You can sign up for a 60-day trial and it gives you the full suite of the program. The basic version, they won't even let you select a HD resolution. It's like sub SD. That's what that message is all about. So that's not really a true trial version. Honestly, if you want a trial version, sign up with a different email address and you can get a trial version to give you the full suite to test out. Bible Temple Ministries. The system that I'm using is Windows 10. Is that what you wanted? No, actually, I need a little bit more. I need the specs of your system for that. And let me show you an easy way to get that. If we cut over to our computer here, we're going to open up my computer, and on this PC, if you just right click and go to properties, we can get some information right here. This is part of it. We need to know your processor, your memory, and then if you right click and go to your display properties, you need to see what type of graphics card you have. So graphics settings, no, that's not it. Where did they move it to? Advanced. Yeah, so for me here, like I'm using the GeForce RTX 2070. That's the main thing you need to know, not necessarily the operating system. JHB wanted to know, how do you get to that stats page? That is under your settings. So if I let me see. So if I come over here, and I want to be careful because sometimes YouTube is funny on certain stuff you show. If I come over here and then go to my logo and then go to YouTube Studio, and then I go to analytics right here, and your stats are over here. That was reach that I was under, and audience. This you need to have, I think you need to have an AdSense or something connected to this for this to show up like that. You don't need to be 1,000 subscribers to do that. You just need to have something linked to it. I can't remember what it is, so my apologies. Hey Josh, let me know the exact model of the Intel processor that you have. If you go under what I just showed, it should tell you the model of the processor. All right, so where am I at? That's page 2. We're on page 1. Yeah, we haven't had that many questions come in yet. Let me see where we're at. Yeah, that's where we're at so far. So again, let y'all know, you can always email me at questions@ajhomes.com if you have any other questions. And if you are not a part, oh, wait a minute, let me go to the right side. If you are not a part of our Facebook group, I highly recommend you join them. All you got to do is go to Facebook and look up Media Ministry Made Easy. Excuse me. Or you can go to this link right here, bit.ly/MMMEFB, and I will take you to the group as well too. All you got to do is answer the questions and you will automatically be submitted. But if anybody's in this group, y'all will know live streaming that group inside outside of any particular thread where we're asking to share your live stream, you will get kicked out and you cannot join back, because that page Facebook group is for us to learn. And to learn, if you want to post a live stream, it needs to have something short, not a 1 hour long video. And it's like where you're trying to learn something. Hey, here's a section of my live stream. We're having audio issues. We're having lighting issues. Can anybody help? This forum is for us to learn. It's like a living version of this live stream that I'm doing right now. That's what it's for. It's not meant for you to share your live stream and get somebody saved. Everybody in that group, I'm assuming, is already saved, and that group is not to spam your church. It is to learn, to help your church. Alrighty. Let's see what else we got going on in here. Anthony would like to know, what helps you get a lot of views on YouTube? It's a couple of things. You want to actually, let's do it this way. I did this before, but I want to show you the importance of your live stream, and this will actually change a lot of things for you, whether you're doing YouTube or you're doing it for your church. Now, YouTube is the #2 search engine in the world. So let me do this. If I type in here, church live stream, first off, this box that's popping up right now is showing you what people are looking for right now. It is predictive, and it is saying that out of everybody who's looking, this is what they're looking for. Church live stream setup, all this other stuff like that. So let's go to our first one, church live stream setup. So we get a lot of these. And you see my videos in here. Here's another one of my videos. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. And here's another one. And here's another one of mine. And why does it show up like this? Because it's using keywords. So if I have TubeBuddy installed on my browser, and it's going to show you keywords here. And it's just showing you what this stuff is going. So if I go here to Churchfront's video, I'm going to pause this, and I'm going to let this do an analysis of the keywords in this video, on this video. So here are the keywords. If I show rankings, see, these are in 1, 7, 2, 9, 9, 1, 6, 18. This is showing the placement of the search. When you show, this is why you want to be on the front page. So if I go back here again and I type in my church, Antioch Baptist Church, as you can see, there are tons of Antioch Baptist churches. But let's see, where does mine show up? Here's one from my church. Here's my church's channel. And that's it. So, Anthony, I'm not dipping your question, but the first thing to get more views is you want to be listed as high up as possible on the search. So that way, when somebody's finding you, they show up instantly. But then this is how you get organic growth, to where people are just typing in a name and they just happen to just click on your video, even though they're not specifically looking for your video, but it comes up. That's how a lot of my stuff comes up, how y'all have become subscribers, because y'all look for something, but when you came up in the search, my stuff came up and it answers your question. The other thing is you want to form your video title as a question, that in your video is the answer to that question. So that's why if I go back and look at my videos, or you're talking from a church standpoint, if you are preaching about fixing your marriage and you're talking about Corinthians or something like that, the love chapter or something like that, you don't just say Antioch Baptist Church live stream on this day. People are looking for answers. So you title your video in the way of what people are looking for. So you play around with the YouTube video search, you type in what you're looking for, and you want to picture that. So if we cut back over here, let's actually do that. And let's say marriage help. or how to fix my marriage. As you can see, this is what's coming up. So if your sermon answers this question, you want to take as many of these as possible and put these in the tags of your video, so that when somebody types up this, because you have all your tags, your video is going to show. The higher your video is in the search, in your rankings, the higher they show in your listing. So that's another thing. So Anthony, I know this is a roundabout question, but how you get more views is you put your video in front of more people. So if we talk about that same analogy of like your video, your sermon is about fixing a marriage, you want to get as many keywords that you want to bring people into your video. So how to fix my marriage, how to fix my marriage with my wife, how to fix my marriage with my husband, how to fix my marriage after cheating, how to fix, you want all these terms as much as possible, up to 500 words or characters goes into your video. So when somebody searches, they're not searching for Antioch Baptist Church. They are searching for how to fix my marriage. Your video is titled that. Your thumbnail has something that's interesting that sparks their interest. And then everywhere they search, you've captured in tags every word possible that ties to the answer that you have that people are looking for. First off, that's how you get more views. You want to make the content palatable for people to want to get that. Because you got to think, if I put in, I'm searching for marriage help, I see this one video from you, Anthony, and I'm like, I don't know who that is. Then I change the different wording, that same video shows up. Okay, I'm still not going to do it. I changed the wording on a different search. Your video shows up again. It's like, okay, wait a minute, this video has shown up 3 times. Maybe I need to go ahead and click on it. That's one way to do that. So sorry to drag that out. Ishmael, hey, I can't even promise that yet. I need to build one myself first. We have a 3D printer at the library that's down the street from here. I need to know, is it still available? I've never 3D printed before, so I think this will be fun to do. Bible Way Temple Ministries. A Radeon 710 core 4K. Okay. That's possible. It all depends on the settings that you're using with that. So we'll have to see. Augustine would like to know, what do you plan to do in 2021 to take your media ministry to the next level? I've been talking to one of my friends, and what I really need to do, and I need to get more time on my hands to do this, is really embrace YouTube as not a place just to show the live stream, but to actually make it my church's network, as in offer more than just a Sunday service, more than just Bible study, do content that is Christian based, but it's very diverse. I'm talking about having kids in the church and having a moment where they're gaming. Kids teach adults gaming, something like that. Having the folks that at your church that cook a lot, but they haven't had a chance to cook. Hey, do a cooking show, a cooking episode, showing them how to cook something. Hey, how are you keeping your skills up while we're not having sit downs and dinners and all this other stuff at church? Do other stuff, doing other creative stuff, doing a hybrid service to where it's actually almost like a talk show. Sit down, 5 minutes of power, actually trying to interview people over Zoom, talking about what you learned from church. It's not, everything doesn't have to be in a lecture mode. It's really coming up with different content for the church to where, I know this sounds like taboo, but our church channel can actually be entertaining to where people would rather watch the church's channel over TV. So example, it's humbling to me right now. It's 37 people watching this right now. Y'all could be watching anything, but y'all are watching this. Hopefully that shows that I'm giving some form of content to y'all that is interesting. And there's no reason, if I can do that, there's no reason why your church couldn't offer something like that as well too. Now let me jump over to this. This is based on Josh's system that he sent. This is the processor that's on here in his system. So this is showing that it's actually only 2 cores, but it has 4 threads. So this is going to be kind of tight. I'd rather it be 4 cores and 4 threads or higher. So this is, and it even says this is kind of a legacy type of processor, and it's a mobile processor, so it's not as powerful. So, and it's on 22 nanometer. We're at 7 nanometer with the AMD processors. The smaller lithography that we are at, the cooler it runs, the more powerful it runs, and everything like that. So yeah, honestly, Josh, this is the point I would say, yeah, we need to upgrade the processor, which most likely means you also have to upgrade the motherboard and everything. If it's a laptop, you can't upgrade that. You need to gut it and go with something else. That's just, in all honesty, I'm just going to shoot you straight. Kellen would like to know, is the paid version of Worship Extreme worth it over ProPresenter 7? We need an audience display, stage display, and live stream display with lower thirds. Well, the new version of Worship Extreme that I talked about before that was in beta is now live. To use those extra streams, you do need to be on the paid model. It all depends. ProPresenter 7 can do all this stuff, and I'm not a fan of the monthly payment model. That's just me. I never liked that. As of right, I'm sure ProPresenter might change pretty soon, but right now ProPresenter 7 is just a one-time payment, and you can do all that by itself. It all depends what you're comfortable with. I like Worship Extreme. $10 a month ain't a big deal. It really is not. But after your second, third, fourth year, you would have already paid for ProPresenter 7. It's up to you. But I think Worship Extreme, you can cancel that. You're not locked into a yearly, I don't believe. So it's whichever one that you want to try out, to be quite honest. Billy, another question out of the hat. My church has a specific ISP provider different from what's on the phone. Drop frames from, oh wait a minute, let me go back to this question. It's different from the ISP on my phone. Drop frames from the church's ISP is 30%. When we use our phone as a hotspot, we have 0 drain. What would you have any idea what that is? Yeah, that sounds like it's an upload speed issue. Go to speedtest.net and see what your upload speed is. It looks like it's probably inconsistent if it's doing that for you. Brian, I did try auto and custom WB between the Canon and a Marshall, and the Canon always makes blues look purple. I ended up just recommending getting all matching cameras. Problem solved, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, that's, if I had the choice to do, if I had the budget to do it, I would have just buy all the same cameras. Makes it easier to balance that, and I think that's a good choice. He was saying, I recommend getting 3 used Canon C300s. You can get them as a steal now for eBay. Cool. And then also, I recommend subscribe to your channel. Whenever I have a problem in search YouTube, you seem to be the video on that topic. Thank you. And this goes, kind of ties to what I was just saying, Anthony, when he was asking how to get more views. You want to dominate a subject so that if anybody is searching it, it's going to come up. So, and this goes into like a topic I was saying, what does, and this is a question to everybody who's watching, what does your church stand for? Not its beliefs, but when your church is searched on YouTube, what do you want to be known for? Do you want to be known just for the lecture? I mean, do you want to, I guess that's the kind of thing, like when you search for me, AJ the CEO, you know you're going to find something media ministry related. It's going to be tech, but all of it always points back to media ministry. You have to think, what is your online identity for your church? What do you want to be known for? Because if every church, if all you do is live stream your church service, guess what? Everybody's doing that. You need the currency to get more views and everything is attention. What are you doing to hold people's attention? Whether how the word is delivered, how it looks, your graphics, the video quality, the sound, that is what's going to hold people's attention. That's what you need to do. But so what are you known for? Again, I'm not talking about doing a song and dance and like this is a circus and we got to do something as a show, but you need to do something to win their attention. I think for me, based on what a lot of people have said, is like, it's my honesty. It's the fact that I'm actually doing the exact same thing. I'm not just trying to peddle anything. All these companies who've contacted me, I've turned away way more companies than y'all know who wanted me to do stuff, because my whole thing is, if it's not media ministry related, I'm not going to review it. Because everything that we do here is to help strengthen your media ministry. That's what I stand for. But I'm asking y'all, what does your church stand for? If you can't identify that, that's the first thing you got to know, because there's no point in you doing all this, but you don't even know what your identity is. What do you want to be known for? If you just want to be known for as another church that's online, live streaming, good luck with that, because there are millions of churches doing that. You need to do something to make yourself stand out. Coach, good evening. When using OBS, would it be a good idea to set a scene for all my lower thirds and graphics that I could recall from all my other scenes? What would be a good organization tool? Me personally, I would, what I do is actually put them in groups and put all of my lower thirds there, and then you can pick one that you want, or you can do it in a scene approach. I would just be careful. You don't want to go too overboard with your scenes. I mean, it all depends. Either one of them will work. It's all depending on what your system can take. If you want to make multiple scenes with just a lower third for each person, that works. You can do a group folder and put all your lower thirds in one scene, and then you just have to click the eye for the one that you want to do. That works too. For simplicity, I think doing a scene with just that lower third active for the certain person will work great. Regine David, display capture is not capturing my monitors, either Asus VH202 or the other one, or the internal display. I'm on the latest version of OBS and Windows 10 Surface Laptop i7. Check out your capture method. I think Josh kind of talked about this as well too. Check out the capture method on how you're doing it. That will determine how sometimes the capture method won't bring in a certain monitor. Check that out. Kellen, what is your church's approximate annual budget for the media ministry? This is going to be funny. I understand if you don't want to answer. We are trying to get our church to understand the increase in our budget from 2020 to 2021. Well, I will tell you my budget, but I'll also tell you that, and I hope nobody in my church is watching this, I don't always get exactly what it is. My annual budget, let me actually see if I can pull it up. And I'll just be that transparent with y'all. Now, my budget is, I'm actually very, very particular on what I request. So, this is my budget for this year. My budget was about $2,800. This is where it asks for batteries, printers, another amp, some converters, and I didn't get this year, didn't get this, didn't get this, didn't get this, didn't get this, but I actually just learned how to make this cable, so I didn't have that issue at all. Church conference we didn't do because COVID messed that up. Video system upgrade, I did get this, and that's it. So it was around like that. My normal budget is about I say 4,000, but nowhere close to that. Nowhere close to that. And even this budget was nowhere close to this. COVID actually changed a lot of that stuff. But again, my whole thing is, from a simplicity standpoint, a lot of the stuff to where we had to have materials like blank DVDs and all that other stuff, we've gotten rid of because we've made everything online through podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, all this other stuff like that to make it free. So there's no need to make CDs. There's no reason to make DVDs because there's on Facebook and YouTube. And outside of ink for our printer, which technically we really don't need, mainly it's been hardware. But a lot of the stuff I've been doing, I've been upgrading it. When I upgrade my computer, there are a lot of good parts left over, so I cycle those back into the computers at church, which is more than enough for what our church needs to do. So hope that helped y'all with that. Bible Way Temple Ministries. Now I get to record the service on OBS, and it plays and sounds is good. However, I am going where the video bitrate is overloading. It tells me to change the bitrate or change the encoder settings. Yeah, you might. What is your bitrate at right now? Because it's a balancing act with your system. It can work, but you need to play around with that. Now, if I did that on my system right now, and actually, let me see if I can show you what that looks like. Now, I mean, again, and I'm in the wrong system. Wrong web page. I'm gonna do. Actually, I don't. I don't want to do this because this is gonna actually, excuse me, mess up my stream right now. I'm gonna log back into my church's stuff, and I'm gonna show you how this could actually work. And I still had this up the whole time. So vMix is updating. Let me minimize all this. So I'm gonna open up OBS, and I need to turn off my live stream because I don't want this to go out to our church page and all this other stuff. So give me a half a second to turn that off. All right, so we're all off there. So if I came here and did our auto config, and I'm gonna let this optimize for streaming, I'm gonna show you what our system is actually capable of. And we're going to Vimeo, so we're good. So it's saying right now my bit rate could actually be at 10,000 based on my upload speed right now. That's what it says. I can do it 1080p at 60 frames a second based on the hardware and my internet speed. But let me show you what I'm actually using. I'm actually only at 4,000. So my system could handle it, but I'm not even going to push it to that limit. Just because I know that no one is at the church right now, and this is optimal that I can do that. And it says that my hardware can handle that, even though I'm not going to push it to that. So if you haven't run that and see what your system is actually capable of. And be careful on that. So hopefully that answers that one for you. Let's see. Josh is saying that he has a lot of subscribers that have said they came for the nice graphics, the interesting music, in our children's series, Tab Town. See, exactly, it's interest. That's what gets people to come back. Brother Art, so their church is known for outreach, community feeding, setting up right now, and helping the homeless. Now, for me, I'm gonna use Art here for example. If that's what you're known for, your channel should accentuate that, meaning that there's tons of videos showing you feeding the homeless, doing community outreach, doing all that stuff. Because I promise you, that will get more people to come for that because of the feel good that they would get after watching that. And it's actually a church showing their community outreach, not talking about it, showing it. That will do so much more for attention because that is shareable content. Because you got to think, oh, there's a video of a church helping and feeding homeless people, interviewing them, asking them how they feel, asking the people who are helping, doing stuff like that. That is something that's shareable because you can think, if I watch that right now, I would take that video and be like, hey, I want to show this to my church. See, we could do something like that. That's what we're talking about. Anthony wanted to know, can you show us how to have the lower thirds inside of a folder in OBS? Sure. Let me bring up my stuff here. So how I would do that is similar to how I have it in the OBS bundle. So right here, I have my stuff in titles. Now, granted, it's, I would do it in groups like this. So if I had this up, and it looks like I haven't used this stuff in a long time. Yeah, so that doesn't work. So I would have them grouped in here. So if they were live, I would just click one of these and it would show. And I think I must have deleted all that stuff. So that's why it's not showing. But anyway, the idea is you can put it in a folder called lower thirds or something like that, and then put everybody's name in here. And then you just check off which one that you want. So like if you're doing this in a studio mode and say the streaming one is the one that's showing, I would duplicate this entire thing with just the lower thirds. So when you transition, and actually let me do it right now. So if I duplicate this and see, when I switch to this, I can just turn on the title. Let's say it was something like this, I don't know. And then when you shift to it, it would just show that lower third without anything changing. All it would do is bring up that. And sorry, I don't know where the pictures are. I guess I must have deleted them. So sorry you can't actually see it, but that's how I would do it. I would just make two scenes exactly the same. One of them has it with the lower third off. The other one has it with the lower third on, so you can fade in between them, and the only thing that's changing is the lower third. That's how I would do that. So Billy did his speed test, and he was saying, as a follow-up, speed test says 120 megabits down, 14 megabits up. Drop frames and freeze frames like crazy. We're pulling out our hair. Billy, at that point, then it sounds like that might be a system setting. The system can't keep up with what you're doing, or the system is configured too high for your system to work with. I would also try and run that auto config and see what that says for you. Bible Gateway, why do I keep saying that? Bible Way. I can't really tell you what a bit rate I think for that is around like 3,000 to 6,000. That's what YouTube likes. And that's good for restream. That's what I would think. But again, that all depends on what your system can handle. I think the question was, what is your bit rate at right now? Hey, you're welcome, Stanley. He's a member of our Facebook group. Cool. JHB. AJ, if you have lower thirds in the folder, is there a way to fade them on instead of just cutting? Yeah, that's kind of like the example I would do. I would make another scene with one scene with just your video, and then another. Actually, I need to do this. How about we just make it? Let me turn this off. And let's do test. I think I have my webcam hooked up to this. And you know what? Let's just make a new scene completely. How about that? All right, so what we're going to do is I would make one scene with my webcam. All right, so like this. So we got, oh, wait a minute. This isn't right. We need to do this at full. All right, so we have one scene like this. All right. Now, what we would do is duplicate this. And now this one would have graphics. So let me add an image from my intro stuff. I need to find one that actually has some stuff on it. That was my old ones. I'm looking for version 7. That's how many lower thirds I have gone through. Let's be 7. Oh well, I'm just gonna figure out one of these. So I'll use this one. All right. So as you can see, this is my stream right now. Hey, you can see everything that's going on, but then I'm gonna switch over to this, and then if I do the transition, there you go. There's your fade. That's how I would change that. Have one scene with your video, another scene with your lower third on top of it, and now you transition. That's the only thing that you see that changes. Alrighty. Hope that helps you. Jay Hernandez, what is going on? A follow-up to Anthony's question. Can we get a video of you explaining how to set up the lower thirds? Hey, well, I just did that. So, I mean, if you want me to do something in more detail, please let me know. M&S Mobile Notary, how do you privately test stream on Facebook and YouTube? Well, that's easy for YouTube, and Facebook is kind of the same way. So if I come over here to my church's page, the first thing, I don't think you can do both of them together at the same time. What I would do is come in here, do a live stream. First, the thing that's changing with YouTube, you have to set up events. You just can't do on the fly live stream like that anymore, I don't believe. So the first thing I would do is set up a stream, and then we come over here to edit, and you'd have to come in here and change it to private. That's the first thing that you would do for YouTube. Facebook is kind of the same. So I would come in here to our church's page. I would do create a live. Oh, and I'm sorry. Y'all, I wasn't even showing this the whole time. My bad. I was sitting here talking, didn't even show y'all what I was doing. So what I would do is come over here, and then in Facebook, no matter what you pick, if you scroll down, you have this published as a test broadcast. You would check that off, and the only ones who can see it are the admins. Now let me go back to YouTube and do this again. We would come over here to our go live, and you would just come in here and just edit your go live and just change this to private. That's how you would do that. So hopefully that answered that now that I'm showing what I was doing. Billy was saying that $12 capture card saved the day. Hey, it's good for the fact that it's cheap like that, and it can help you get through. Let me see. We're at page number 1 here. And I said I was going to actually go for 2 hours. We still got another 45 minutes. Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all, how many people on here use DaVinci Resolve in any way, shape, or form? Let me know, because I've been wanting to do some more tutorials on that. Trying to figure out what I'm going to do with those type of things. Hey, MS Notary, you are welcome. Mobile Notary. Let me see. Like I said, sorry for me yawning. Make sure that y'all are subscribed and hit that bell notification. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to think what else we got going on here. We are going to be doing a live stream pretty soon, because if we come over here right now, where are we at? We are at 28,521. So we're at 1,400 and what's that? 79 people away from 30,000. I want to thank y'all for that. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I really appreciate that. Now, I guess from a DaVinci Resolve one, let me give y'all a little tip. Have y'all ever had a video to where you had to blur out something or blur out something that you don't want to show? Let me show you how to do that real quick. And I'm going to use me as an example from here. I'm going to video me, and I'm going to video blur out this. So I'm going to stay still. I'm going to try and move just a little bit, and maybe if I hit the record button, that would help. So we're going to be blurring out this here. All right, that's enough. Well, actually, maybe I should have just taken a still picture because it works the same way, like that. All right, so we got a picture here. We are going to upload this to my computer, and we're going to copy that and bring the image over. And here's our picture. We're going to copy that. We're going to paste that on our desktop. All right, so let's open up DaVinci Resolve. I'm going to show you how easy this is. Yeah, I mean, Papa Midnight 32, yep, you can do it that way. And there's another way you can do that as well, too, that helps with motion, and it will follow. I mean, that's why I should have copied over the video, too. Let me do that. All right, so we copied that over. And, of course, DaVinci Resolve is not working, so looks like it didn't close. So let's close that, and then we're going to open it up again. And I'm going to do it on one screen and kind of walk you through this process of how I do this. I tell you like this, if y'all missed what I started, I said I'm working towards doing a 24-hour Q&A, but this would, I want to unlock, I don't even know what level it is, to unlock a donation or a fundraiser type of live stream. So that's what I'd like to do. I'm nowhere ready for that. The idea would be to raise that money for a church, and redo their sound system or something, or video system or something like that. I don't know. Still thinking about it. All right, so we're here. We're going to set up a simple type of thing. And I'm running dual screen, so give me a second to turn that off and go back to a single screen. No full screen. All right, here we go. So the first thing we're going to do, let's bring over the footage that we had. That was the image that I just did. So let's bring this over here. All right, so we got our image here. So the first thing we're going to do is, and maybe I need to put myself up and out of the way here, something like that. And we're going to go over to the color tool. And this is one easy way to do this. We're going to go here to our mask. I like the pen tool. And what we're going to do is just do a little box around this Field World logo that's on the shirt I'm wearing. This works with license plates, faces, all this other stuff like that. Actually, I'll do a face next time. I think that'll be interesting. And all we're going to do now is come over here to our blur tool, and it's going to blur everything that's inside that block. That's it. Really simple. But now It gets a little bit more complicated when you add a video. Only if you need it to be. So we're going to come and do that again. But now, because I'm moving, I'm going to come over here and put a block around this. And then what I'm going to do, because I'm moving in this, as you can see, I want to follow that. So let's rewind this. And I'm going to go to this tracker and I'm going to let it play, and it's going to track everything that's inside that. As you see, it tracked it the whole time. So now when I blur it, that blur will follow everywhere I'm going. See, works very well. So you can do that on cars, license plates, logos, faces, anything like that. If you don't want to follow, that's really simple. See, that was a cool little tip, and it didn't really take a lot to do that. Now, that was a simple movement, and it's a very contrast that's on this logo that's on the shirt. So that made it easy. You want to start doing very, very complex things, it can take longer to track that. So you just got to be mindful of that. Let's see. Let's see, Jay Hernandez. I've heard people transmitting the audio from their live stream into protocols or Albitron to make it sound better. In tutorial you can do for that. Well, that's new to me. I haven't used either one of those, so I would have to learn that first. Let me see. I think we're going good so far. We still got 36 people. I really appreciate y'all being on here with me. We don't necessarily have to go 2 hours. If y'all don't have questions, I mean, I'm here. I got today's vlog I need to record. I need to order another computer that I'm putting together. I'll tell you the other thing I haven't done in a long time. I haven't flown my drone. I have two drones, a Mavic Pro and a Mavic Pro 2, and I haven't flown them in quite a while. And I'm right on the James River, and it has tons of places to fly. I just haven't gone out and flown. I haven't really had a reason to right now. But anyway, let me ask y'all a question. This is something, and this goes back to what we were talking about of interest. Well, hold on, let me answer Kurt's question here real quick. I have a suggestion for a video. What if you walk through everything from the time you walk into the church on a Sunday until you stream? Actually, Kurt, I actually was talking about that in my live stream the other day. I was actually going to do that Sunday, but I got kind of busy. I plan on doing that tomorrow, hopefully. So that is in the works. So thank you. So this is what I'm talking about from an interest standpoint. Can I share a vision with y'all what I want to do? What I envision doing is getting to the point where I have kind of like a pimp your ride, but it's going to pimp my media ministry type of thing, to where we have an insider that's at a church and they let us know that they need to change some stuff, have enough corporate sponsors, enough fundage, whatever coming in so we can bless other ministries, to where somebody just happens to come to the church and everything gets stolen or something like that. And the insider has to specifically be the person who can stop them from calling insurance, or we have fake police or something like that to call. And then we just show up, and then boom, we just transform that media ministry. In turn, I can imagine that into like a web series to where like once a month we're able to do that to a church. And I think that would be really exciting because that's something church related. And it hits home. It's not like a reality TV of people acting crazy, but this is something that, man, this can actually happen at my church and stuff like that. That's something that's in the back of the mind when we get to more influence, more subscribers, more fundage coming in, more sponsors. That's something I would love to do. And I think that would be really cool. Just that all of a sudden, when everything is done, just to show up and just be like, man, hey, you're AJ the CEO. Guess what? You are this month's Pimp Your Church or whatever. I don't even know what the name of it is going to be, something like that. But that's something that I would really like to do. Jay Hernandez would like to know, so since you started to now, how have you pushed yourself to not be complacent? I'm not complacent because I recognize that about 2.5 years ago when God told me, woke me up at 1:30 in the morning to give up music and to teach his church media, I took that as a mission from him. So there's no complacency in it because it's something that deep down I've always wanted to do, and then to get the sign of saying like, hey, this is what I want you to do, there's really no reason to be complacent. I don't need anybody to push me to do this because this is what I love to do. I love to help people. I love computers. I love technology. I enjoy media. I know, like, I've been a minister of music since I was 14, 13. So I know the power of music and how it can touch and everything, and really touch your soul and your heart and emotions. But then to picture video with that, I mean, what they say is like pictures worth 1,000 words, videos worth 1,000,000. It helps me with that, and I just have no desire to be complacent in something that I know is ever changing and I'm passionate about it. So this is one of those things I wake up, I'm excited about doing this. It's making videos, doing live streams like this. It's not a chore. I enjoy doing it. What I don't enjoy is having people expect me to do stuff for them, and not that I want to be appreciative of it, they're more demanding. I'll just put it that way, when you don't have to be. But yeah, I enjoy what I'm doing, and thankfully it's now at the point, like when I was a minister of music, I played for 20 years before I ever got paid, and I was doing that still at the same level that I do now when I am getting paid. So that I took the same mindset. I started putting everything I know to getting better at video, sound, learning that, and then to where I wasn't getting paid to where now where I am, I'm thankful for it, but that doesn't mean I slow down. That means I speed up to do even more. So hopefully that answers your question. Thank you, JHB. I will work on that. Appreciate it. All right, Mike, I like that. Bless my church. You know what? I might keep that. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Awesome. I actually started with a Phantom 3 standard and then saved up and then bought the Mavic. Love them. As taking my stuff, church stuff, to a next level when I started doing that. I'm glad I've helped you. I really appreciate that. Hello, hello. It seems like Bob Away has been asking a lot of questions there, Pastor Debbie. Really appreciate it. Wants to know, what area of music do I work in? I am an organist, pianist. I am also a choir director. In high school, I actually sang tenor, alto, but my range is soprano, alto, and tenor, and a little bit of bass. I can't get so low. But yeah, I teach. I've written. I played trombone, baritone, tuba through middle school and high school. Still played trombone in college. Still dabble with it here and there. Not as much as I used to. I still know how to play. But yeah, that was the range of what I do. And I play second, third, fourth, and fifth. Third Sundays I play at another church, but that was before COVID. But I play for the gospel chorus. Well, we don't have the choirs right now, but right now, ever since COVID, I play for second, fourth, and fifth Sundays, which was normally the gospel chorus, the youth, and the young adults. But that's what I do. Small church media. With church media changing so much in the last year, I think church media going live is going to be detrimental to church in the future. Do you see more video hosting companies coming? Is going to be detrimental to the church in the future. What do you mean by detrimental? As in meaning that it's going to be, I mean, I would think media is going live is essential, but explain a little bit more on how do you mean by detrimental. And do you see more video hosting companies coming? I would say yes for that. Bless my church, flip my church. I'm leaning towards bless my church. I really like that. I need to actually write that down so I don't forget that. Let's see what else we got here. Sing. Y'all want me to sing? What? Like, what do you want me to sing? I mean, we can sing Latin. I remember songs from high school. Pisu, pisu, we could do that. Or we could do some other stuff. What is it? I don't know. I can't think of a song off the top of my head. But yeah, we do a lot of old stuff. I got my keyboard in another room. I can't bring that out here. But Jesus alone saves. See, I hear you. That is where I'm at. I'm taking me a little longer with the live stream because I also wear other hats in my church, but I am aggressing and you tutorials have been a blessing. I'm glad they have helped you. What do you find the Maverick does better than the Phantom? I would say mainly the size for me. It's a lot smaller. It's more portable. That's for me. That's what I needed it for. Because when I went on a cruise and I took it with me to St. Martin, and it was just easier to carry around. Pastor Debbie, do you have someone that you can recommend in South Florida to come by my recording flowing well? I don't know if he's still on here, but I would recommend Gus or Damien. Both of them are in Florida. I don't know if they're in South Florida. That's what I would think. Josh, I hope the Christian Mr. Beast thing is going well, but I wouldn't be surprised to find a video called Last to Leave Church Building Keeps It. Honestly, Josh, I had stuff like that planned at my church before COVID happened. We were going to do extreme hide and seek at church. The idea was going to be that once the church service was over, just a massive countdown clock showed on the projectors, and it just saw a boom countdown, and it just says you have 2 minutes to hide. Anybody, you can hide anywhere on the church grounds, outside or inside. You have 2 minutes, and we were going to hand out phone cameras that people can record it, hide anywhere, but every 20 minutes you have to move. Once you're found out, you join the people that have to find other people in the church, and then the last one standing wins like $100 Amazon gift card or something like that. Just something to spice it up a little bit. That was the plan. And then it was going to switch to where the youth leaders had to hide and everybody had to find them. So it's a extreme hide and seek. That's what we were planning. Back to small church media. He was saying detrimental in the fact of growth and outreach. Well, it all depends. I can see it being detrimental if everybody just leans on, we just need to do everything from a computer standpoint. Even though I like technology, I don't think, the scripture says it itself, forsake not the gathering of others. This is a tool. It is not meant to replace. As long as you keep that into perspective, I think that will actually help and be of a benefit. Because if you're showing that once people are able to gather, like the way I like to put it is that we didn't starve anybody by just shutting our doors and not showing anything. by having that, you're making the taste more palatable, so when they're able to come and meet, they will. Now, if you lean so heavily on that, I can understand that being detrimental, but outreach is still a personal type of thing, but that doesn't mean that you can't use this as a tool, not as a replacement. But I understand where you're coming from with that. M&S Mobile Notary. I love the music that you played. Where do you get your music from? I get my music from epidemicsound.com. I have a year license with them, and that's where I get my stuff from. Jay Hernandez. If I did that, people would be hiding at home. Let's see. Yeah, I don't really, I'm here for another 20 minutes, folks. So, but I'm just sitting back thinking about Josh's comment. Last one to leave this church Wednesday. I mean, that would be awesome to be able to bless a church like that. I believe in where it says that he can do exceedingly and abundantly above anything that you ask or think. And I feel our responsibility is to push our imagination to the limit, because God has no limits on what he's doing. We are the ones that are limiting him and what we believe. So I think if we can push it to the limit, he can do exceedingly and abundantly above that. Why not be able to bless a church by, forget about just blessing them with $10,000. How about having a church, you just randomly show up and just be like, you know what, hey, we're paying off your mortgage today. We're completely paying off the whole church's debt today. See, that's the stuff I'm excited about doing. To randomly, anonymously show up at a church and almost kind of like coming to America in the offering plate, drop down $2 million. And don't leave a name or anything to it, and just bless churches like that. That's what I like to do. Excuse me, let me take that back. Not churches, ministries, because we're all of us are the church. Bless the ministries. That's what I'm excited about doing. All right, Josh wants to know, how would you get the message if you have to move every 20 minutes? It would be that you would have to set your clock, or I would have everybody register and it would send out a mass text message to everybody that's on their phone to say you have to move. Or you have a bullhorn. You just go out and you have to move in this amount of time. Something like that. Okay. I look forward to chatting with you. Pastor Debbie. And I want to thank you for your unselfish willingness to help straight amateurs. Hey, you are welcome, because guess what? I'm a straight amateur too. So I do not hide that I'm not a professional. This is, hey, I've bumped my head up against a wall a bunch of times. I've learned a few things. I just want to help y'all not have to bump y'all's head up against walls, and get y'all as close as possible to help as much as possible. Yeah, honestly, Billy, I was thinking about getting another Phantom. I really was. Honestly, I wanted to get the big jump, the super professional one, the Aspire. That's what I want to get. I don't know. A little scared about about buying that one, because I know my Phantom 3. I flew that thing twice and then it crashed, and I had to send it off for insurance, and then I sold it to a friend at church, and then I ended up buying the Mavic, and then the Mavic 2 came out. I bought that. So yeah, it's great. Kellen wants to know, what do you do when you start to feel like you're getting burned out? I take a day off, and I have to, just like David, I have to go back and think about everything that God has done for me, and to remember that I'm not doing this for people. I'm doing this because he called me to do it. So if people don't say thank you and all this other stuff, that doesn't matter, because I'm not doing it for them. That's the same mindset that I had with music. I'm not doing music because I'm doing it for a paycheck or because people like what I do. I'm doing it because this is my ministry. Whether I happen to be at this church or another church, ministry is still going to go forward. But my burnout is mainly when people tick me off, or they push and push and push, or they kind of undermine stuff. That's what grind my gears, if you want to say it like that. But I have to remember that my definition of frustration is trying to change something that you were never meant to control. So when I feel that I'm getting frustrated, I'm like, you know what, this is me trying to control something that I'm not meant to. Everything happens for a reason. There's no coincidences. So if something is there not allowing me to move forward, then that means that that's actually protecting me from something. So, but yeah, do I feel burnout? Yes, but what I've learned to do is reassess why I do what I do so that I don't get burned out. I still need to take breaks. I do that so that I don't get tired. And that's why sometimes I take a break from YouTube, or normally what I would do is around my birthday, which is around like September 5th, which is September 5th, I normally go on a cruise. That's right when school starts. That's before I have my daughter. So that's kind of hard for me to do, especially with all this, it's kind of hard to do. But normally I go on a cruise once a year to where I turn off phone, I turn off everything, no computer, no technology, and I just relax. That's what I normally do. So I am eagerly looking forward to doing something like that. But there's a lot of things that are going on this year that I'm definitely going to need to take a vacation from. But we'll talk about those in later moments. Hey, Daniel, thank you for joining. It's 6 a.m. in India. I appreciate it. Anthony, is there a plugin we can use in OBS for making ending credits? Like what type of credits? Because you can just use a text layer, and then you can put a vertical scroll plugin, filter on it, and then that will act as credits. You could do it that way. Small church media, and it feels like it's something in my mouth. I had a sandwich or something like that. Anyway, have you seen Switcher Studio? I think it's a great starting point while saving up money for the equipment. Small church media, I've had a ton of people ask me about that. I just haven't had a chance to get to it. Yes, I have heard of it. No, I have not personally used it. JHB, I have a Phantom, but have been leaning strongly towards the Mavic Air because of the size and the portability. Yeah, that's really cool. Yep, Josh, great minds think alike. Exactly what I was thinking. Well, actually what I just said. Rodney, hey AJ, what is the duration for live streaming on YouTube? I've heard it's 12 hours. If you're doing a 24-hour program, when it stops, will it automatically start back? Actually, YouTube does not have a limit. I don't know if y'all have heard the Chilled Cow. That is a live stream that just goes, and they stream music to just relax. And I think they streamed for like 3 years straight until YouTube shut them down for a second. And then they started back, and they shut them down because when they tried to compile it, it was compiling like 3 years of stuff. But they're still active now. So there is no limit. Vimeo has a 12-hour limit where you have to stop every 12 hours. But YouTube, I think you can go straight until you stop. Kellen, is the job opening still on the table? Well, I want to say specifically, it's not a job yet. I'm not at the point where I can do W-2s. This would be more of contract work. But it all depends. Let me know. You would email info@ajhomes.com. I think that email is set up. If it's not, go ahead and send that to questions, and we will see what goes with that. Anthony, I'm currently using the text, and I have it on by the screen moving vertically. It won't allow me to have a lot of information on it. It cuts off at a certain point. Yeah, you need to change the parameters in the settings of how long and how wide the content is, and that should be able to help. You are welcome. So let me see what we got so far. Like I said, please remember, folks, if you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell. That way you don't miss out on any of the videos. And we try to do a whole bunch of random stuff to help bless and help out churches all over the world. So you just never know. That's why you want to make sure you have that notification turned on. Again, if you are not a member of the Facebook group, please join it. It's exciting. Don't live stream in the group. That's the main thing. Don't do that, because your time in the group will be short-lived if you do that. Again, if you have questions for me, you can hit me up at questions@ajhomes.com. And I need to just call it the way it is right now. It's going to be 72 hours until you get a response back from me, until I bring on some other folks to help, that have a passion for the ministry of what we're doing and trying to help. Do not forget, we are very close to our 30,000 subscriber giveaway. I promised y'all every time we hit a major milestone, we're going to do a giveaway to folks to help communities and churches all over the place. So I think that will help. And we got a question here. Gregory, wait a minute. Gregory would like to know, I'm interested in setting up an email account for my church. Well, Gregory, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you want professional emails and you have a domain for your church, I would recommend Zoho. That's what I used at my church. It used to give away 15 free accounts for free. They've changed it to 5. But if you need to get started, I think that's a good way to get started. And that is, let me bring that up here real quick. And I actually started my business using this until I moved to Bluehost. So on here, you can sign up for Zoho. You can get email here. And if you... Where's it at? Yeah, pricing. So it's $1 up to here, but if you scroll down, it's free forever. 5 accounts with 5 gigabit limit, and you could always sign up for that. And that's what I use. That's what my church's email is still based off of, but my company is now moved over to Bluehost. But that's a great way to get started, and you can have emails at your church instead of it being Gmail or Yahoo or something like that. Small Church Media, I actually talked someone into an 8-10 mini by showing them your channel. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Now, if I can just get Black Magic to sponsor me or something like that with all the business I'm sending them, I would appreciate that. Billy, there's an even newer Mavic which may have more improvements. I went with the 4 Pro for features and stability. To be honest, I'm a little jealous of the Mavericks portability. Yeah, I really like it. And why did I hit the wrong button here? Yeah, I think when you have the extra budget, man, having a drone and adding that to your church stuff is awesome. It really just opens up. I think when I started doing aerials of our church and stuff like that, people thought we've rented a helicopter or something like that. And I'm like, no, it was all done in a drone. Awesome, Gregory from Guyana. Thank you so much for dropping by. I really appreciate it. Well, folks, it's 10 minutes. So if you have any more last questions, drop them in. Man. Yeah, I really appreciate y'all doing this, because like I said, if y'all... I'm not ashamed of this. If y'all saw my 10,000, I actually cried when I went over 10,000, because this has been an uphill battle. A lot of people thought me doing this was stupid, and I'm one of those people that never, ever, 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 ever tell me what I can't do. We have way too many people telling everybody else what they can't do instead of empowering people to tell them what they can do. And that's what I want to do here, that I never tell you what you can't do. That it's like y'all can figure it out. And I want to help y'all as much. I mean, you're talking about we don't know how to live stream. Yes, you do. You can do it with your phone. Oh, we don't have a webcam. Start with what you got. I'm more want to help empower y'all. I don't do competition. I'm not trying to. There's tons of other people. And for whatever reason, there have been a lot of other church YouTubers out there that, oh, this is how you actually do this the right way and all this other stuff. I mean, I just don't believe in competition. I believe in complimenting and building up. That's where I'm at. So if anybody ever sends me a message of saying like, can you do this better? I don't care if you do it better than me. I'm just the fact that you're actually doing it. My whole goal at the beginning of this year is to help 10,000 churches to start live streaming God's word. And we're at almost 100,000, if not more. That's what I'm excited about. I'm not about lining my pockets. Yes, I want my business to be sustainable so I can keep doing this instead of me having to punch a clock. I enjoy doing this, but my whole goal is to try and empower and help you modernize your media ministry. That's not just a catchphrase. That is the mission statement of my business as well as this YouTube channel. So thank y'all so much for y'all being here with me. Those who have hung out for a long time, I really appreciate it. I hope y'all have a good night. And if no one's ever told you, I appreciate you for everything that you're doing, for trying to learn, be more, to help learn and understand what this tool is so that you can be a e-missionary where we take God's word and share it digitally all over the world with people that we may never meet. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Love y'all all. Have a good night, day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. And we will see y'all on our next video, which is probably going to be we're going to have another live stream on Friday. That's our Q&A. Kind of the same thing. Won't be as long, but if y'all like this, I might actually try and do 2 of these. It all depends. If the little girl is with me, I have to give her daddy-daughter time, but I'll try and do as many of these as possible. So y'all have a good night. Thank you so much, and we will talk to y'all later.